Good morning, this is Jacob here with another episode of the Let's Get to Business podcast. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the path to transformation. Now I believe that there's a formula that has been written on how to transform, how to change your life from where you are now to where you want to become. And the path to doing that is very simple. It is by thought. Your thoughts, what you think about is what you create in your life. So I think it's very, very important to understand that. All right, so the first one that I want to use, there's a scripture verse in Romans. It talks about, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is a good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So what does it say? Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformed by the renewing of your mind. See, by changing your mind, by renewing it, by making it something, by thinking about things that you don't currently think about, by being intentional about your thoughts, by being thinking different thoughts, that is the path to transformation. If we want to transform, we got to start focusing on our thoughts, what we think about. This is why personal development is so important, because it gives you something to think about. This is why reading and study, this is why we should read the Bible so much. Because it is what gives us the food for thought. And without that food for thought, we're not going to think about anything substantial. Without having something substantial to think about, we're going to think about just whatever comes down the road. And negativity will crowd in. Anything left to itself tends to be more and more disorderly. It tends to go more and more to disorder. So it's very important that we are intentional about our thoughts and our mindset. And the way that we do that is by feeding it different things. Now, in Proverbs 4, verse 20 to 22, it says, My son, attend unto my words. Incline thine ear unto my sayings, let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart, for they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Now, what words? It is the Bible. It is about, it is actually talking about wisdom in this verse. So the path to transformation comes through our thoughts, the words that we think about, and the things that we think about in our mind will directly translate to how our life works out. If I'm constantly thinking negative thoughts, if I'm constantly thinking self-defeatist thoughts, it is very, 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 very difficult for me to be successful in life, in anything. So I think it's very important that we realize that mindset, like our thoughts, that is the path to transformation. If we want to transform our thinking, we need to start by injecting new thoughts and new ideas, and without something to think about, without being intentional about this, it's not going to happen. So realizing that thought is the path to transformation, we need to start changing the thoughts that we think about. And the only way to do that is by giving it something better to think about. And that's why, like I said earlier, reading is so important. I already mentioned that. All right. 2 Corinthians 10, verse 5, it says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Now, bringing into captivity every thought, what does that mean? It means we don't allow thoughts that are bad. We do not, we force our mind to think on things that are good and clean. It says, bring every captivity into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. What is the obedience of Christ? The obedience of Christ is obeying the law that God set up, but obeying the scripture from the heart. It has to be in truth. It has to come from the heart. But when we start transforming our mindset, that's how we walk with Jesus. It's like, not only will it completely change our business, without being positive, how are people going to want to do business with you? We got to have that mindset of positivity. We got to have a mindset, and that attracts people. See, our mindset is like a magnet, and it will attract a certain type of people. And if we want to attract a better type of people, then we need to change our mindset. And when we start changing our mindset, we start thinking different, we start talking different, we start acting different, because it completely transforms our life. Be not conformed to this world, Don't conform to the negativity. Don't conform to the negative people. Don't conform to the pressure. Don't conform to the peer pressure and the baloney and the political correctness. Don't conform to that. No. Instead, be ye transformed. Be ye transformed. We choose what we want to think. We choose the direction we want our life to go, and we choose how we want our life to work out by the thoughts that we think about. So it's very, very important that we realize that. And the Bible has so much to say about mindset, like I have not even scratched the surface. I've not even started scratching the surface. But you need to study, and it needs to be in your heart to study and to practice and to know what the thoughts that you're thinking about. What we play in the theater of our minds is going to directly result in how our life works out. So very important. Thought is the path to transformation. So with that, we're having an absolutely amazing day. Thanks for listening. Hope you have an amazing week.